welcome to our English news coming to you from Canal, Algérie. First, the top stories of the news. A warm welcome is granted to the President of the Republic, Al-Majid Tebboune, during his work and inspection visit to Constantine province. The President of the Republic launches and inaugurates several development projects as part of a strategy meant to boost sustainable local development throughout the country. And 4 people are put in custody by the Court of Algiers for being involved in setting fire in the Tipaza forest last week. First in our news, the President of the Republic, Al-Majid Tebboune, paid a working and inspection visit to the province of Constantine, during which he inaugurated and gave the kick-off of several development projects. A detailed roundup of this visit with Melissa Kabash.
Before starting his inspection visit, President Tebboune headed to the cemetery of Abd al-Hamid bin Badis to pay tribute to the late scholar Abd al-Hamid bin Badis, where he met his grandchildren. The President of the Republic, accompanied by Army General Said Shangriha, Minister Delegate to the Ministry of National Defense, PNA Chief of Staff, laid a wreath of flower and read the opening chapter of the Holy Quran, or Al-Fatiha. The President received a warm welcome by thousands of citizens coming from the 4 corners of the province, reflecting the immense amount of gratitude and appreciation, while President Tebboune hailed the crowd present.
ان شاء الله ربي يحفظك يا جوزيف.
The inhabitants of Constantine province expressed their joy for the president's visit that bore several development assets to the province, reflecting the president's commitment to achieve a national balanced development. President Abdelmajid Tebboune then followed a series of presentations, including one carried out by the province's governor related to the developmental record of Constantine, a documentary related to the most important development projects, and a presentation on the digitalization sector within the housing field, before laying the foundation stone of the first housing project of ADL 3 in Algeria and Constantine, that includes 8,050 housing units under the rent-to-own formula and 6,500 public rental housing units. And to implement his commitment to guarantee health care for all citizens, President Tebboune, accompanied by Army General Saïd Changreha, Minister Delegate to the Minister of National Defense, PNA Chief of Staff, supervised the launching of the new University Hospital project. The President followed a presentation related to the achievement of this infrastructure with a capacity of 500 beds. He also followed explanations on its different structures and spaces, as well as the services it will provide. President Tebboune laid the foundation stone of this important infrastructure that will be built in line with international standards. This health facility will include 24 services and several medical units alongside a central pharmacy and an educational wing with a capacity of 1,000 seats, which reflects the state's will to support the health system, its modernization and the reinforcement of its capacities and university training. The head of state then gave the kickoff of the project. And to promote football, support young talents, professional teams and reinforce sports infrastructure, President Abdelmajid Tebboune supervised the launching of a 50,000-seat sports complex. President Tebboune followed a detailed explanation on this facility, an important asset of the province's youth. He also received explanations on the project, which will be achieved in accordance with international standards and with the latest technologies used internationally in building stadiums. Before the President laid the foundation stone of the sports infrastructure that contains all needed sports facilities, namely 2 training stadiums, 2 tennis courts, a welcoming space of 60 rooms and an Olympic pool of 3,000 seats. The President then gave the kickoff to start the construction works of this project. Another important infrastructure will be achieved to reinforce the pharmaceutical industry. A new medication production plant specialized in the production of sprays for respiratory illnesses, that of overall, soft gel capsules and anti-cancer medicines. The President of the Republic inaugurated this complex and hailed its executives for their efforts before visiting the different production units, where he inspected the production lines, technical laboratories and quality control mechanisms. This plant extends over an area of 27,000 square meters and offers more than 500 job positions. The President of the Republic also inaugurated an interchange connecting the National Highway number 3 with the East-West Highway on a distance of 10 kilometers. The project is considered as a strategic one to reduce pressure and boost the dynamic of economic exchange. And as the tradition says, the President met with representatives of the civil society who praised the President's effort in boosting economic and social development and the great importance he grants to this province that obtained, thanks to him, several development projects. President Tebboune listened carefully to their concerns and expectations, thanking them for their warm welcome. It is worth recalling that President of the Republic Abdelmajid Tebboune paid a working and inspection visit to Constantine, during which he inspected and inaugurated several development projects. Upon his arrival to Constantine, accompanied by the Army General Said Shangriha, Minister Delegate to the Minister of National Defense, PNA Chief of Staff, he was welcomed by the Commander of the 5th Military Region, the Governor of Constantine, and the Interior and Transport Minister. After listening to the national anthem and saluting the flag, the President of the Republic reviewed the detachment of the PNA, representing different units, which paid him the honors. He shook hands with the military authorities on the spot to welcome him. The President of the Republic was saluted by military aircrafts belonging to the People's National Army. During his visit, which confirms the policy of workshops engaged in the province via several strategic projects, he also shook hands with the civil authorities of Constantine province. This visit is part of the President's program meant to fulfill his commitment to spearhead a real balanced development throughout the country, while putting citizens at the heart of these programs. It is also worth noting that the President of the Republic was accompanied by military aircraft belonging to the People's National Army.
The President of the Republic was received in a festive and popular atmosphere, reflecting the attachment of generations to the state symbols, including children who were delighted and proud of the President of the Republic. Let's follow this moving footage.
الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله أشرف الأنبياء وخاتم المرسلين السيد رئيس الجمهورية عبد المجيد تبون. بكل معاني الفخر والاعتزاز وبأسمى عبارات الترحيب والتقدير تستقبل مدينة قسنطينة مدينة التاريخ والحضارة السيد رئيس الجمهورية عبد المجيد تبون، ونحن في غمرة من السعادة لأنكم بيننا اليوم بزيارة تؤكد استمرار مسيرة البناء والعطاء عبر ربوع بلدنا الحبيب، وحرصكم المتجدد على الموروث الثقافي والحضاري لهذه المدينة العريقة، لتبقى قسنطينة درة متلألئة في عقد الجزائر الجديدة. فأهل قسنطينة اليوم وهم يستقبلونكم سيدي الرئيس يجددون العهد على الوفاء ويعبرون عن امتنانهم العميق لجهودكم المخلصة في خدمة الوطن والمواطن. مرحبا بكم عمي تبون في ولاية قسنطينة، مدينة العلم والعلماء، مدينة المجاهدين والشهداء. مرحبا بقائد الإنجازات والبناء في جزائر المجد والريادة. حفظكم الله وسدد خطاكم وجعل التوفيق حليفكم في خدمة البلاد والعباد. التلميذ حملاوي محمد منصف.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, it is my pleasure to welcome you to our city Constantine, or as it's called Tirza. My beautiful city is one of the oldest and the most historical cities in our country. It was built by the Phoenicians 2,500 years ago. Constantine is known for its amazing bridges and old places such as Al-Qasba, not to mention the wonderful music Al-Maluf. Your visit holds great significance for all of us. We believe that your presence today will not only honor the city, but also open new chances for development and encourage progress. It is a true honor to welcome you. We greatly appreciate your leadership and your commitment to the country's prosperity. Mr. President Abdelmajid Tebboune, welcome to the city of Abdelhamid bin Badis, the city of knowledge, culture, and history.
Constantine is pushing Algeria's pharmaceutical industry into a new phase, moving from simple packaging to full-scale medication manufacturing, a shift that promises stronger national production, new local brands and long-term export potential. Let's discover more with Melissa Lila-Balaman.
Constantine's pharmaceutical sector is moving into a new era with the rollout of soft gel capsules used to treat local infections in women. After years in which activity was limited to packaging carried out with a foreign partner, the industry now manages the full manufacturing cycle.
From gelatin and active ingredients to shaping, drying, sorting and final packaging, all under good manufacturing practices, this strengthens the national industry, anchors high-quality drug production in Algeria and meets domestic demand.
With this new equipment, lab teams are producing pressurized aerosol inhalers. For the first time, a fully Algerian brand will be sold on the national market, a landmark moment for Algeria's pharmaceutical industry.
After final tests, we'll start manufacturing metered-dose inhalers, nasal sprayers and inhalation powders. Staff have been trained to operate the machinery. We've also received technology transfers from foreign firms. These medicines are developed by Algerian pharmacists and engineers, cutting import costs, opening African markets and eventually reaching Europe.
التصدير نحو البلدان الإفريقية وعلاش لا البلدان الأوروبية على المدى البعيد.
In doing so, Constantine is cementing its role as the beating heart of Algeria's pharmaceutical industry and a central pillar of the country's health security.
And in line with the national effort to modernize the health sector, the new University Hospital of Constantine is emerging as a major strategic project. It is expected to ease pressure on the local health facilities and improve the quality of care for patients across the region. Let's hear more from Besmafar.
In the ongoing drive led by the public authorities to modernize the national healthcare system, the construction of the new University Hospital of Constantine stands out as one of the sector's key projects. This major infrastructure is designed to relieve the growing pressure on the health establishment in the province, recognized today as an important regional hub.
We welcome the President of the Republic's decision to launch a 500-bed in the University Hospital of Constantine. We were waiting for this decision with great optimism because it will reduce the overload on the Badis hospital. This new facility is expected to ease pressure on the current University Hospital and contribute to improving the quality of care across the region.
With a capacity of 500 beds, this university hospital is being built according to international standards. It will include key departments such as general surgery, advanced medical technologies, imaging services, intensive care. The complex will be supported by 120 beds for emergencies. It will also create new jobs for medical and paramedical staff trained to deliver optimal patient care, accessible to all in line with the major health currently underway across the country. The healthcare system, accessible to all in line with the major health currently underway across the country.
Constantine is getting ready for a major transformation with the new 50,000-seat stadium set to anchor the city's next era of sporting development. Melissa Lila-Balaman once more.
Constantine is set to benefit in a major way from the President of the Republic's visit, with plans for a 50,000-seat stadium in the Ghata al-Aish area, a project that has been warmly welcomed by locals of the city of suspended bridges.
Many athletes had been hoping to see a project of this scale emerge. Today, with the President's commitments, that dream is finally becoming a reality. This new complex will be a significant asset for the entire province. Supporters have long awaited facilities that meet international standards, a modern stadium equipped with all the services that come with it. This is a real gain for the city. Constantine should be able to stand on equal footing with the country's largest urban centers and indeed a stadium built to global standards. We hope this project moves forward as planned because it will benefit the public, the state and even our national team.
The city of suspended bridges, whose shaheed or martyr, Mohammed Hamlawi Stadium, which has been at the heart of decades of sport and success across multiple disciplines, now stands at the start of a new chapter. Constantine is preparing to welcome a modern sports complex featuring a multi-sport arena, a training center, an auxiliary stadium, and several additional facilities.
As an Algerian and a native of Constantine, I believe this initiative is truly exceptional. It's a real asset for a city with a rich past and deep football heritage. The stadium is a major opportunity for Constantine and not just for the city. All of Algeria will benefit. We'll finally have proper infrastructure, be able to host clubs, compete with other stadiums and create jobs for residents.
Constantine is stepping into a promising new sporting era, a stadium that reflects the pride, passion and hopes of an entire city.
You're still watching Canal Algérie. Coming up in our news. As part of combating drugs by PNA unit, huge quantities of drugs and psychotropic medications are incinerated through the different military regions. Welcome back to our news as part of its official visit to Algeria. The Vietnamese Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh paid a visit to Rais Hamidou locality here in Algiers and precisely to the Ho Chi Minh street symbolizing the Vietnamese history. He was welcomed by the neighborhood inhabitants. Algeria's guest was accompanied by the Foreign Trade Minister and the local authorities. He unveiled a commemorative stele bearing the name of Ho Chi Minh. Later in the day, he paid a visit to the Al Qasba neighborhood along with the tourism minister, where he discovered the main vestiges of this historic site, as we will see in the footage. To another story now. In line with the provisions of the Algerian Code of Criminal Procedures, the Public Prosecutor's Office of the National Division for Combating Terrorism and Transnational Organized Crime, the Sidi Mohammed Court, informs the public that following the forest fires that affected some provinces of the country on November the 13th and the 14th, and following the preliminary investigation conducted by the competent services of the National Gendarmerie relevant to Tipaza province, the members of the criminal network composed of 4 suspects were arrested and identified as the perpetrators of the forest fires. They were brought before justice and were prosecuted according to the judicial investigation procedures for criminal acts of sabotage, endangering the lives and property of the persons, and for intentionally setting fire to forest properties, acts punishable by the Penal Code. The investigating judge, after questioning them, ordered their remand in custody. Algeria conducts large-scale destruction of seized drugs in operations supervised by judicial and security authorities, reaffirming the national fight against this mounting plague. Besma Fa gives us more details.
In line with the national laws of the destruction of narcotics, regional drug destruction operations were carried out yesterday in Schliff, as well as Tlemcen, Bishar, Biskra and Constantine. Judicial and security authorities supervised the process, which gathered all drugs seized by the People's National Army, the National Gendarmerie and the National Police, as well as the Customs Services. More than 13 tons and 584 kilograms of processed cannabis were destroyed, along with 673 kilograms of hard drugs, including cocaine, and 15.5 million psychotropic tablets. All quantities were transported from different military regions to central collection points, where they weighed, inventoried and unsealed before being incinerated under strict security and environmental standards. These operations reaffirm the effectiveness of the national anti-drug strategy and the consistent efforts of security forces to protect society, safeguard national security and prevent attempts to flood the country with toxic substances.
In Morocco, cannabis floods the streets while promises to rebuild fragile neighborhoods like Al House remain unfulfilled. Official statistics clash with the harsh realities local face, fueling protests that reflect years of neglect and systematic failure. Melissa Lila-Balaman reports.
Cannabis is plaguing Morocco. According to international reports, the country remains the world's top producer and exporter of the drug. A recent large-scale operation took down a trafficking network headed for Spain, revealing just how widespread the issue has become.
Cannabis, you find it everywhere. It's designed to dull us, to keep young people from claiming their rights. When you smoke, you stay quiet. You stop noticing what's going on around you.
On the ground, a different picture emerges. In many areas of Al House, locals say government promises were never fulfilled. Houses, already fragile, are now on the brink of collapse, and official statistics do not match what people actually see.
Today, Al House is in chaos. Homes that used to stand strong are now falling apart. Tomorrow, they'll say it's our fault for not following procedures, when in reality, nothing was done. They claim 52,000 houses have been rebuilt, but how? Where? These numbers are false. Al House is crumbling, yet we're presented with statistics that have no connection to our daily reality.
With failures piling up, it is clear that the growing protests are not isolated incidents. They are the outcome of a long history of systemic neglect.
Sports now. Parado AC defeated MC El Bayad with 2-0 as part of the 12th week of the National Football Championship, while the second game bringing MC Oran to Assetif ended in a goalless draw. That's the end of it. Keep tuning to our channel and programs. Take care and bye-bye for now.